Welcome, everyone. My name is Bobby Jo Greger, and I'm a product marketing manager here at Formstack. And I'm excited to be hosting and moderating today's panel on the state of digital maturity, advancing workflow automation. Before we get started, I just wanted to dive in a little bit and tell you guys a little bit of some background on Formstack. For over 15 years, we've helped more than 25,000 organizations reimagine their world of work with our no-code workplace productivity platform. Customers all over the world use our digital forms, document automation, and e-signature solutions to do everything from streamlining the patient intake process to automating marketing and sales workflows. So that's who we are. That's Formstack. For our event today, I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm really excited to talk about the state of digital maturity and how teams are using digitization to create positive change at their orgs. We'll start with an overview of the findings from our State of Digital Maturity report. Then we're going to kick off the panel discussion with our awesome guests and end with a Q&A session. Maybe we'll get Tom to talk a little bit about Top Gun. No pressure, Tom. Please drop your questions in the Q&A tab you see on the right-hand side of your screen. Not only are you able to add your questions, but you can upvote others with the thumbs up button to push it to the top of the list to be answered at the end of the session. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dig into the report. As we all know, as you may know, as I hope you would know, the last couple of years have been a challenging time for businesses. With the onset of the pandemic, organizations were forced into a contactless world that required them to accelerate their digitization efforts. But we wondered here at Formstack, after 2 years of constant reacting and adapting, just how much have organizations progressed in their digital maturity? How far have we actually come along? So this question for us led to a creation of our State of Digital Maturity report. With the help of the amazing Mantis research, we surveyed 2,000 US knowledge workers to learn how organizations are digitizing processes, automating workflows, and improving efficiencies. Since digital maturity is more critical than ever, we wanted to see how well organizations were staying up to date and, meeting the expectations of their employees and customers. So to help analyze the answers we received, we created a digital maturity model. Now, this model uses 4 pillars to measure orgs against the ideal of optimal digital maturity. These pillars include the first one, culture. To get a sense of an org's culture, we ask questions about management, innovation, and adaptability. The second is workflow digitization. To better understand their successes and struggles, we ask questions around the use of paper forms and documents, reasons for digitizing processes, and involvement in workflow automation. The third, technology. To better understand the role of technology plays with orgs, we ask questions about tech stack, no-code tools, tech purchase drivers, and tech audits. And then finally, team alignment. We ask questions about building workflows, sharing learnings, and communicating across departments. By asking these questions, we were then able to identify how digitally mature our respondents were. The 4 stages of digital maturity are limited. These orgs are stuck in the status quo and still use manual paper-based processes. The second is invested. These orgs are motivated to improve and have digitized at least half their forms and documents. Then we have refined. These orgs prioritize digitization and use workflow automation to refine their processes. And then final is optimized. These orgs have completely digitized their processes and are looking for new ways to optimize their workflow. So as you're looking at these 4 stages of maturity, I'm sure for you, you're kind of figuring out and identifying, okay, where do I land here? Do I, sit in limited? Do I sit in the refined? Maybe I'm in an optimized org. We're going to go ahead and launch a poll right now to you guys and ask you that question right now. What stage of digital maturity are you at today? All right, we're getting the numbers in. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to ask this, bring the results back up later when we get our panel here. But we're going to continue on and find out, what did we find out with these findings? What did we learn here at Formstack by doing this survey? We're going to go ahead and share that with you now. So many organizations are still struggling. Only 4% of orgs we surveyed have reached the ideal of a fully automated and digitized workplace. And 51% of workers report that they are still spending at least 2 hours per day on repetitive tasks. We also noticed some interesting trends based on industry, with financial services and software being the most optimized. And then we've got healthcare and education showing the most struggle in their digitization efforts. So we will see that organizations are still facing challenges, but we know that digital maturity is a must in today's world. So how should companies go about achieving success? After taking a look at the responses of digital mature organizations, we noticed the following tactics. The foundation that sets digitally mature organizations apart from all others is a culture that welcomes change. We love change, don't we? Some more than others. But over time, what these orgs have learned is how to thrive by focusing on innovation, iteration, and disruption. For example, 83% of respondents that work at a digitally mature org said they feel encouraged to continually learn and test ideas, while only 27% of respondents from limited orgs felt like they had the power to innovate. If you want your own company to move up the digital maturity scale, there needs to be a corporate mindset shift. To reach optimal digital maturity, your organization must embrace change and create a culture that empowers employees to innovate and move beyond the way things have always been done. Data and technology must be welcomed as key ways to identify and improve processes on your way to advancement. The other thing that we noticed in these tactics was that optimized organizations also prioritize the elimination of paper. So they get rid of paper. Of the respondents we surveyed, 73% said that they have digitized all forms of documents, whereas limited orgs still have over half of their process based on paper. Ugh. Yeah, digital transformation efforts can only flourish if everyone in an org understands the benefits of digitization. When this happens, it's easier to get buy-in from all stakeholders to eliminate paper. However, adopting an initiative to reduce paper is just the beginning. To truly move forward with your org's digital transformation efforts, you must work towards widespread digitization. Auditing your processes can help you find and fix places where paper forms, documents, and signatures are still slowing things down. And streamlining workflows can help you reap important benefits that go beyond increased efficiency, like better security, more accurate data, and enhanced experiences for your employees and customers, and get to save the trees. So as we know, customer expectations are shifting to digital, and optimized organizations make it a priority to adapt. This focus on delivering better digital customer experiences gives them a competitive advantage against their less digitally mature peers. In optimized orgs, 80% of respondents said they don't find it very challenging to meet customer expectations. But in limited orgs, 30% of respondents find it difficult to meet customer needs. The lesson here, if you want to stay competitive, your organization must also keep up with customer expectations. This requires understanding customer preferences and actively using this data to improve the customer experience. Once you've identified opportunities for improvement, it's important to track and analyze feedback to ensure your digitization efforts are working. So repetitive, mindless tasks and busy work make employees feel stressed, unfulfilled, and overwhelmed. Optimized organizations focus on removing these inefficiencies through workflow automation, which produces better employee experiences and improves retention. As we can see in the chart, employees in limited orgs are less excited about their job, don't have enough time to get their work done, and feel like they can't take time off with it without getting backlogged. Whereas employees at optimized orgs are struggling less and experiencing higher morale. You can improve the employee experience at your own organization by devoting time to tracking inefficiencies, improving your workflows, and eliminating paper. If these efforts aren't prioritized, the employee experience will suffer and retention rates will likely fall. The most successful organizations use technology to remove repetitive tasks and inefficiencies, which helps employees become more productive and satisfied with their jobs. However, Advancing digital maturity can only happen if teams are provided enough resources. Optimized organizations consistently audit their tools and processes to remove roadblocks. This ensures resources like people, time, and money are used effectively. For example, 61% of respondents we surveyed said they rarely or never have projects delayed due to a lack of technical resources, versus 62% of limited orgs often or sometimes are experiencing delays. Of course, providing your team with enough technical resources isn't just about headcount, number of tools, or budget. If your IT team is bogged down with inefficient systems, adding more tools or people won't fix the root of the problem or the issue. Auditing your tech stack can help you pinpoint roadblocks like which tools take the most time for IT to maintain. You can then identify solutions that allow IT workers to better allocate their time instead of, resetting passwords over and over and over again. And to further move the needle, your organization must be open to exploring new tools and making the approval process easy. So, optimized organizations don't just buy technology when a problem arises. Their strategy is to invest in tech now that can help them solve issues in the future. As hiring technical workers becomes more challenging due to cost and scarcity, digital mature organizations have already found one solution: providing employees with no-code tools. 84% of our respondents from digitally mature orgs said they provide employees with no-code tools to automate processes, whereas 43% of limited orgs report they rarely change tools or add to their tech stack. If your organization is still purchasing technology to fix issues as they arise, it may be time to shift to a more forward-thinking mindset. Selecting technology that has the potential to address many issues over time enables processes to adapt as business needs change. Adopting these type of philosophy on technology requires being open to change and comfortable with an evolving tech stack. So once you're there, your organization is more likely to adopt new tools like no-code software that can help you overcome new workplace challenges. So there's really no doubt about it, you guys. The future of work is digital. The findings we shared in our presentation only scratch the surface of what's inside of it. So be sure to check it out for more data from our survey and advice from automation experts on what to prioritize in your digitization efforts. A recording of this session will also be circulated in the next few days. In the meantime, please feel free to join us on any of our social media channels to tell us how you're using digital tools to achieve true efficiency at your org. Thank you again to our panelists. You guys, again, wonderful to talk with you guys. Thank you everyone for joining us, and have a great day.